Had you met Tupac at any point?
Tupac was my man.
Okay. So how did you meet Tupac?
I met Tupac in LA around the time I think he was dating Jada. Correct. There was a hotel, which is the SLS right now, used to be called Nico or something like that. It was a Japanese, the same place, but it because SLS had multiple names, right? And so it was this hotel. It was a Japanese name, and across the street from it was this restaurant. And it was a Jamaican restaurant called Cooley's. That's where all the artists used to go back. Pac, Heavy D, everyone. You come to LA, that's where you go and eat. Because back then, especially if you was an East Coast artist, which we weren't really considered East Coast because we kind of like transcended that. But you didn't have that many places you can venture outside of that area because it was LA. That whole gang thing was really real at that time. So we just go to Cooley's, and that's where I first met him at.
Okay, so Tupac and Jada Pinkett were dating because I had heard they
I
were
think,
friends.
well, they were friends or whatever. I don't know. But I think when I met him, I think she was with them at that time. I don't want to spread any rumors, but I think he was with her. I don't remember, man. You're talking about like, goddamn, 24, 5 years ago. This back in 93. I met Tupac in 93, 93,
Okay,
94.
so do you guys form a relationship?
We were cool. We hang out here and there.
Okay,
I wouldn't say he was my man, my friend, but I knew him. I knew where he stayed at when he came to Harlem. We go to parties, whatever.
okay. At one point, Tupac disses the Fugees.
Right.
He had that line, I heard the Fugees try to do me, bitch, I'll cut your face, this ain't a motherfucking movie.
It was just a lot of tension going on in the East. And I don't necessarily think whatever was said was necessarily geared towards the Fugees. I think it was more geared by association
Right.
of the Fugees.
So if y'all was cool with someone he wasn't cool with, then if you're not with me, you're against me type of
Yeah,
mentality.
yeah, that's what it was.
Back when the Fugees was rocking, I knew certain cats at that time. Jimmy Henchman, Haitian Jack. And those guys were like, I guess gangsters, whatever you want to call them. And so they had their issues. So because they were Haitian, both of them, and we knew them, well, I knew them, right? And the affiliation and the beef he was having with them, he at that point assumed that we were in it with them. But before Pac died, I was with him that Thursday at MTV Awards because he got killed that Saturday in Vegas. MTV was in New York, and it was already squashed before that. He had recorded it. See, what happened is, let me tell you something. Pac recorded a lot of records. He's the type of dude, like, he'll go in the studio, record records, how he feeling at that moment. And a lot of these records got released. So by the time that record got released, our beef was already squashed. Because that's when MC Hammer had just signed with Death Row. And we all were in New York. Me and Pac kicked it for a little bit minute. He told me to come to Vegas. I was like, man, I'm not really into boxing like that. He's like, oh, just come, just chill, whatever. I didn't. I said peace to him. We went to some party. Death Row had a party at that time. I went to the party, kicked it a little bit. See, I don't drink. I don't smoke. Never did. Never will. So when I go to these parties, I can only stay but so long because everybody's drinking, smoking. I can't. At that point, I get bored. So I kicked it with him for about a half an hour, 40 minutes at the party, left. Next day, they go to Vegas, or they fly out to the West Coast. Saturday's the fight. And that's when the whole thing went down with them.
So had you heard the song, like the diss song at that point?
No, I didn't hear it at that point.
Okay, because he came out after Pac died?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, but I knew he had issue because he brought it up to me.
Okay.
He's like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, you guys or whatever, and I sat down, like, man, come on, B. I know the dudes. Yeah, of course. I don't got nothing going on with that. All all that other stuff. I don't know anything about that. But yeah, I do know. And he knew. I mean, listen, real recognized real, right? So he knew, looking me in my eyes, like, yo, he definitely knew my other people, folks didn't have anything to do with it. If anything, it would have been me. Because I kind of like was rocking with these guys kind of hard back then. But I was like, yo, we're not involved with that. Come on, B. We the Fugees, man. What kind of beef we're going to have with you? You know? And he was like, nah, man, because when I heard you knew, you never told me, you knew to do whatever. Like, B, I know a lot of people. I don't know if I got to tell you everyone. But I know what he meant, though, because there was rumors when he first got shot at the studio, there were rumors going on about certain individuals, and I knew the individuals. So,
Right.
so I guess it made sense for me to be like, yo, you know, I happen to know these dudes, but I never thought of it, so he just took it the wrong way.
Right. Well, because years later, someone had basically testified that Jimmy Henchman was behind the shooting at Quad Studios. I don't know if it's true or not, but someone came forward and testified about that. And then Haitian Jack was tied into the rape case, right? The Tupac had.
Yep.
And he had basically called out Haitian Jack on his last album.
Right.
So I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Like, okay, well, if you on that side, these dudes are my enemies. So I don't know what's going on between y'all, but you on that side, so I'm already kind of gonna be looking at you a little bit sideways.
Right.
So but you guys had a conversation, y'all worked it out.
Mm-hmm.
Dope, very dope, and it's awful what happened right afterwards.
I mean, listen, it was horrible, especially like I said to you, I was with him that Thursday, Radio City Hall. Yeah, that's what MTV was at Radio City Hall. Yeah, that Thursday, because that's the same day that he got into some beef. That same night, well, at MTV Awards, he got into some beef with my mans and them from Shook Ones.
Mobb Deep.
Boom. I was there when that whole thing popped off.
So what happened with that?
They just got into some words, and then you know, Death Row Swamp. You know what I mean? It was like Killer Bees.
Right, because Tupac ended up dissing Mobb Deep also.
Yeah, I'm saying it sparked right there. I was there. I mean, there was something. I think it was something lurking before that. But I'm saying something happened where they bumped into each other or something, words, and then the whole Death Row just kind of like surrounded them, you know. And then obviously somebody, I don't remember who, kind of like stopped it because it was about to get crazy. Radio City Hall, you already know. They ain't trying to see no shit like that over there. So, so I was with him that Thursday for that moment. And then obviously Saturday, like I said.
Were there any other sort of moments of the times you hung out with Tupac that really stood out, like a crazy story, funny story, something like that?
Nah, man. You know, look, he was just a cool dude, you know? And I loved him, man, because, like I said, I got a chance to spend some time with him. And every time, you know, when we hung out, it was really just some cool out shit. And talking about, you know, how the world is, you know, what's going on with the police brutality. Back then, I mean, you gotta remember, we was having those back then. This is before the cameras and all that. You know, we're talking about, you know, what we're gonna leave behind for our children. You know, that's where he was at. Because you gotta remember, he come from a Black Panther family.
Yeah.
So he's always been conscious. Even with Brenda had a baby, you know, that was his whole thing, you know. But then obviously, when you're around certain elements, you know, we're all just product of our environments. You know, but when I've been with him, I can't say I've been with him around all the hood shit. I ain't got those kind of war stories. You know, my story's just been like, we just been kicking it. Because I'm into ciphering. I'm into, yo, what can we do, man, you know, to better our lives and better other Black people's lives? And what can we do to, you know, make sure we get a fair share of this pie, and that's how we used to kick it.